Chosen one, you don't need to lift a finger, and that truth is spreading. The energy around you echoes the message that chosen ones stand untouched while witches run scared, realizing access to you is gone. Those who relied on manipulation feel exposed now. Their tools don't function in your frequency. You remain untouched, unbothered, unmoved. You need to understand who's been coming after you. This isn't random jealousy from insecure people. This is coordinated spiritual warfare from people in positions of influence. Religious leaders who preach light but practice darkness. Community figures who built reputations on being helpers until your authentic power exposed their performance. Family members who held authority until your rise threatened their control. These are people with accumulated spiritual knowledge. They have access to hidden practices. They have connections in realms most people don't believe exist. High-level witchcraft comes from high-level people. This isn't street-level hexes. This is strategic spiritual manipulation. These aren't random evil eye curses. These are calculated attacks timed to your vulnerable moments. This isn't amateur jealousy. These are professional spiritual assassination attempts. This is what you've been facing. This is what's been coming at you. This is what you've been walking through without even breaking stride. And this is exactly why the shift happening now is so significant. You've been targeted because you carry something inside you that threatens entire systems. You don't just challenge them, you replace them. There's information coded into your spirit that only you can access. A message written in your DNA that can't be hacked, a calling stamped on your soul that can't be counterfeited. You're not just bringing new ideas, you're bringing new paradigms. You're not just offering alternatives, you're offering evolution. Your very existence disrupts frequencies that control masses. Your authentic power exposes foundations built on deception. Your genuine connection reveals counterfeit authority for what it truly is. Some of you have been feeling watched, monitored, tracked. You've noticed patterns too coordinated to be coincidence. You've seen obstacles appearing right before breakthrough moments, relationships exploding right before important connections, health issues arising right before major opportunities. You've been wondering if you're imagining things. You're not. Spiritual surveillance has been operating, high-level monitoring from people who recognized your calling before you fully understood it yourself. But here's the beautiful twist. Spiritual surveillance creates spiritual connections. Every time you were watched, a link was formed. Every time you were monitored, a door opened. And doors in spiritual realms work both ways. While you were being observed, you were gaining access to their operations. You were learning their patterns. You were understanding their methods. You were documenting their tactics. The surveillance system designed to control you became your intelligence network instead. You know when attacks are coming now. You sense danger before evidence appears. You feel energy shifts before circumstances change. Your intuition has been sharpened into a supernatural weapon through direct contact with their warfare. This isn't paranoia. This is perception. This isn't anxiety. This is awareness. This isn't fear. This is foresight. You've become a walking detection system for witchcraft. Your accuracy is undeniable. Your discernment is razor sharp. Your knowing is absolute. Every attack sent your way was actually a lesson. Every curse spoken was a teaching. Every manipulation attempted was training. You're getting an advanced degree in spiritual warfare, and the cost has been covered by your enemies. That betrayal taught you discernment no book could provide. That financial attack taught you supernatural provision no seminar could explain. That health crisis taught you divine healing no doctor could prescribe. That relationship explosion taught you your true worth no person could validate. You've been developing spiritual antibodies through exposure. Every failed spell made you immune. Every backfired manipulation sharpened your sight. Every reversed curse strengthened your shield. You're becoming untouchable through the very attacks designed to destroy you. The irony is poetic. The weapons formed to break you are creating unbreakable defenses. The curses meant to weaken you are producing supernatural strength. The attacks intended to stop you are accelerating your elevation. You've studied warfare while experiencing it. You were learning mechanics while surviving attacks. You were understanding timing while walking through ambushes. You were identifying sources while dodging strikes. You've become an expert in spiritual combat, not through theory, but through battle. You didn't learn this through books, but through blood, sweat and tears. You didn't learn this through classes, but through crises. Now you can disassemble their weapons with your eyes closed. You know every component, every mechanism, every vulnerability. You've reverse-engineered systems designed by people who spent lifetimes learning them. When you're divinely chosen, the universe itself becomes your defender. You don't fight because something infinitely more powerful fights for you. You don't strategize because divine intelligence operates through you. You don't plan revenge because cosmic justice executes perfectly without your involvement. Attacking the chosen means attacking the force that chose them, and that force doesn't lose. Watch what happens when you stop defending yourself, when you stop explaining yourself to people determined to misunderstand you, when you stop fighting battles that aren't yours to fight. Everything built against you starts collapsing under its own weight. Lies begin contradicting each other. Alliances fracture from internal conflicts. Plans backfire in unexpected ways. You didn't engineer any of this. You didn't manipulate circumstances. You simply maintained your frequency and let spiritual law restore order. The witches are running scared because your stillness is more powerful than their chaos. Your rest is more threatening than their attacks. Your peace is more disruptive than their warfare. You stopped playing their game, stopped operating by their rules, stopped responding to their provocations, and everything designed to control you lost its power. This is the secret you've discovered. Your authentic presence is enough. Your genuine energy is sufficient. Your real power needs no performance. There's a spiritual law operating whether people believe it or not. Whatever you send out returns to you multiplied, not sometimes, always, not eventually, precisely on schedule. Curses sent are returning as curses received. Destruction released is manifesting as destruction experienced. Chaos created is becoming chaos lived. And you didn't activate this law. It's automatic, built into existence, self-executing justice requiring zero effort from you. This is why you're watching people expose themselves without you speaking. You're seeing situations resolving in your favor without you intervening. Doors are opening that you didn't knock on. Opportunities are appearing that you didn't apply for. Connections are forming that you didn't network for. The universe is course correcting. It's realigning. It's restoring balance. You're benefiting from cosmic justice that operates beyond human manipulation. Watch what's happening to those who attacked you. Their reputations are crumbling that they tried to destroy for you. Their opportunities are closing that they tried to block from you. Their relationships are betraying them that they tried to ruin for you. The exact things sent your way are becoming their experience. You didn't curse back. The universe responded. You didn't plan their downfall. Spiritual law executed. You didn't orchestrate exposure. Their actions revealed truth. If this message aligned with your purpose, hype this video so fellow chosen ones can find their confirmation. There's a battle happening right now that you're dominating. People who held positions for years see you coming with a different message, a different frequency, a different anointing. Instead of welcoming the upgrade, witchcraft was the response. Big mistake, because every attack sent actually trains you to replace them. Every boulder thrown becomes material for new architecture you're building. Every curse spoken becomes testimony for new paradigms you're birthing. You're not protecting territory, you're expanding it. You're not defending space, you're claiming more. You're not holding ground, you're taking new land. The territory under assault isn't just physical, it's spiritual, mental, emotional, systemic. Old kingdoms built on manipulation and control are crumbling as your authenticity exposes hollow foundations. Genuine power reveals performance for what it is. Real connection exposes counterfeit authority completely. You're building something behind the scenes that can't be stopped. Every boulder becomes a monument. Every curse converts to blessing. Every weapon transforms into a tool. The sculptures aren't just art. Your creations are living systems that breathe and grow and evolve. These are systems with immune responses. They have intelligence that adapts. They have divine protection that never sleeps. You're not competing in old games. You're creating new ones where old rules don't apply, where former power has no jurisdiction, where previous witchcraft dissolves on contact. You're not quiet because you're weak. You're quiet because you're working. You're not responding because you're scared. You're not responding because you're calculating. You're not reacting because you're researching. Silent monitoring has been happening. Silent watching has been happening. Silent documentation has been happening. Silent documentation has been happening. Silent documentation. While others thought actions went unnoticed, everything was being recorded. While laughter echoed, evidence accumulated. While confidence grew, cases built. This patience is strategic dominance. While immediate retaliation was expected, long games are being played. While emotional responses were prepared for, calculated silence was given instead. While fights were anticipated, simple observation continued. Your patience is more threatening than any reaction, because plans remain unknown, timing stays hidden, methods stay mysterious, and uncertainty consumes those who attacked you. You're not dismantling operations in anger. Deconstruction happens with precision. You're not tearing down in revenge. You're taking apart with purpose. Every piece removed from their weapons becomes your armor. Every component extracted becomes tools for others. Spiritual currency is stacking invisibly. Attack survival earns interest. Battle victories invest principal. Enemy defeats pay dividends. Spiritual wealth is being accumulated through warfare, and this wealth multiplies when shared. When you don't respond to provocations, you're not being passive, you're being strategic. When you don't defend against accusations, you're not admitting guilt, you're demonstrating confidence. When you don't explain yourself to critics, you're not being arrogant, you're protecting your energy. Every time you refuse to engage, you're making a power move that witches can't counter. Your refusal to engage denies them the energy they need to sustain their attacks. Witchcraft feeds on reaction. Manipulation requires response. Control depends on engagement. When you give them nothing, their entire system starts starving. This is why your silence terrifies them more than your words ever could. You've discovered that the most powerful response is sometimes no response at all. You've learned that the strongest defense is sometimes no defense. You've realized that the best strategy is sometimes no visible strategy. Watch what happens when you stop feeding the drama. The attacks lose intensity. The accusations lose credibility. The manipulation loses effectiveness. Not because you fought back, because you didn't. Not because you proved them wrong, because you didn't try. Not because you won the argument, because you never entered it. This is mastery-level spiritual warfare. This is what it looks like when someone truly understands their authority. This is the evidence that you don't need to lift a finger anymore. Favor is pursuing you, not favor you're chasing, favor that's chasing you. Supernatural favor that defies human logic and bypasses natural systems. While witches were trying to close doors, the universe was opening windows. While attacks were aimed at your opportunities, blessings were being redirected to you through channels nobody was watching. While curses were being spoken over your future, angels were being dispatched to secure it. You're about to experience what I call divine acceleration. Things that should take years will happen in moments. Connections that should take networking will happen through divine appointment. Resources that should require effort will appear through supernatural provision. This isn't about working harder. This is about being positioned correctly. And your position has been secured not by your effort, but by your calling. You don't need to lift a finger because fingers were never the requirement. Faithfulness was. Authenticity was, remaining true to yourself was, and you did that while walking through fire. The favor coming isn't small. It's not just enough to get by, it's overflow favor, abundance favor, generational favor, the kind of favor that makes up for lost time, that compensates for stolen opportunities, that restores what was taken, that multiplies what was preserved. You're not just going to recover, you're going to be catapulted forward into dimensions you couldn't access before, and it's all happening without you straining, stressing, or struggling. You're simply being positioned by divine intelligence that sees the entire game board. Let's talk about your reputation for a moment. The one they tried so hard to destroy, the character they assassinated in secret meetings, the image they worked to distort in whispered conversations, the integrity they attempted to question through manufactured evidence. All of that was coordinated spiritual warfare aimed at your credibility. But here's what they didn't account for. Truth has its own defense system. Authenticity has its own public relations team. Genuine character has its own reputation management. You're watching your reputation restore itself without you having to defend it. People who believed lies are starting to see truth. Situations that looked bad are being revealed in proper context. Stories that were twisted are being straightened by facts emerging naturally. You're not orchestrating any of this. You're not running a campaign to clear your name. You're not defending yourself in public or private. The truth is defending itself. Your character is speaking for itself. Your integrity is proving itself. This automatic restoration is more powerful than any defense you could mount. When you defend yourself, people can dismiss it as self-serving. When truth defends you, nobody can argue. When others start speaking up on your behalf without you asking, the vindication is undeniable. When circumstances align to prove your innocence without you manipulating anything, divine justice is visible. You don't need to lift a finger, because your life, your choices, your consistency over time is creating an undeniable testimony that requires no words. Something fundamental has shifted in the spiritual atmosphere around you. The witches can feel it even if you can't yet. The energy that used to be heavy is now light. The atmosphere that used to feel oppressive now feels open. The spiritual climate that was hostile has become favorable. This shift didn't happen because you performed rituals. It happened because you survived their attacks. It didn't occur because you fought harder. It occurred because you remained authentic through pressure. Energy shifts are happening in your favor automatically now. Places that drained you before now energize you. People who exhausted you before can't access you anymore. Situations that weakened you before strengthen you instead. This is what happens when you've been refined by fire. The alchemy is complete. The transformation is done. You're operating at a frequency where lower vibrations can't affect you anymore. You're broadcasting at a level where attacks dissolve before reaching you. The witches are running scared because they can sense this shift but can't reverse it. Their spells hit a wall they can't see. Their curses bounce back before manifesting. Their manipulations fail before succeeding. And they're exhausting themselves trying to break through barriers that strengthen every time they're tested. You're not maintaining these barriers. Your presence maintains them. You're not strengthening these defenses. Your authenticity strengthens them. You literally don't need to lift a finger because your very being has become the defense system. Pay attention to what's about to happen. Doors are going to open that you didn't knock on. Opportunities are going to present themselves that you didn't apply for. Invitations are going to arrive that you didn't seek out. Connections are going to form that you didn't network for. This is what happens when divine timing meets divine positioning. This is what occurs when preparation meets supernatural favor. This is the evidence that you're being positioned by forces that see the bigger picture. You've been prepared through warfare for platforms you couldn't imagine. Every attack was training for authority you're about to step into. Every betrayal was preparation for loyalty you're about to experience. Every closed door was redirection toward the right doors that are now opening. And none of this requires you to force, manipulate, or scheme. Your job is simply to walk through the doors as they open, to step into the opportunities as they appear, to embrace the connections as they form. The witches are scared because they're watching doors open for you that they tried to seal shut. They're seeing opportunities come to you that they worked to block. They're witnessing connections form for you that they attempted to prevent. And the most frustrating part for them is that you're not even trying. You're not hustling desperately. You're not networking frantically. You're not promoting aggressively. You're simply being yourself, and everything they tried to stop is happening anyway. This is the evidence that when divine purpose backs you, human interference is irrelevant. Look, you already know the attacks weren't random, and if you're paying attention, you can feel it. Their walls are closing in, so let's talk about what we're doing about it. That's why I built Destiny Engine. It generates personalized sequences that help you rewire betrayal into transcendence, turn isolation into sacred power, and transform their downfall into your rise. We are using the Dark Elite's own weapons against them, taking their declassified consciousness technology that programmed competition and scarcity and repurposing it to serve cooperative intelligence. The beauty is you don't even have to lift a finger. You put on the headphones, press play, and your subconscious is rewired while your enemies collapse under the weight of their own lies. This is why I created it in the beginning, so everything they did to break you becomes fuel for your purpose. The collective upgrade is underway. Start your Destiny Engine for $1 today and watch divine justice accelerate in your life. Link in the description. Your rest is warfare. Your peace is a weapon. Your calm is combat. When you rest while under attack, you're declaring that the attack has no power. When you sleep peacefully while being plotted against, you're demonstrating that the plots can't succeed. When you maintain joy while being cursed, you're proving that curses can't touch you. This rest isn't ignorance, it's intelligence. This peace isn't denial, it's confidence. This calm isn't weakness, it's strength. The witches don't know how to fight an enemy who won't engage. They trained for combat. You're offering peace. They prepared for war. You're demonstrating rest. They strategized for battle. You're showing tranquility. This response breaks their entire playbook, confuses their tactics, disrupts their strategy, because rest can't be attacked. Peace can't be manipulated. Calm can't be controlled. You've discovered a dimension of warfare they have no weapons against. Your rest is making them restless. Your peace is disturbing their peace. Your calm is agitating their spirits. This reversal is automatic. You're not trying to make them uncomfortable. Your comfort is doing it naturally. You're not attempting to disturb them. Your undisturbed state is doing it automatically. You don't need to lift a finger because your rest is working while you sleep. Your peace is fighting while you relax. Your calm is winning while you enjoy life. Everything that belongs to you is coming to you on divine schedule, not human timeline. Divine timeline. The inheritance that was blocked is being released. The blessings that were delayed are being delivered. The promises that were postponed are being fulfilled. And none of this requires you to force the timing. Your job is to receive what's being released, to accept what's being delivered, to walk into what's being fulfilled. Your inheritance isn't just material. It's spiritual, emotional, relational, positional. You're inheriting authority that your ancestors couldn't access, wisdom that previous generations didn't possess, opportunities that earlier times didn't offer, connections that past eras couldn't provide. This inheritance is specific to you, tailored for you, designed for your assignment, and it's being released because your time has come. Not because you worked hard enough, because you endured long enough, not because you proved yourself worthy enough, because you remained faithful enough. The witches are scared because they can see this inheritance manifesting and they're powerless to stop it. They blocked bank accounts, blessings came through other channels, they closed business doors, ministry doors opened instead. They prevented romantic connections. Divine connections formed anyway. Every attempt to block your inheritance just redirected it through routes they weren't watching. You don't need to lift a finger because inheritance doesn't require earning, it requires receiving. and you're in the season of reception. You're not alone in this. That's what was miscalculated. Isolation was attempted, connection prevailed. As a collective, information flows, strategies share, notes compare, databases of tactics are being built that make every attack predictable. This mission was accepted together. Boxes were checked, knowing opposition would come, knowing witchcraft would manifest, knowing coordinated resistance would emerge. The assignment was understood, and organization exceeds their awareness. Strategies are sharing across continents, experiences are confirming across cultures. What worked in isolation fails when connection exists. What stayed secret becomes common knowledge among the awakened. Witchcraft dismantling is being crowdsourced, and learning speed is exponential. When one person discovers a tactic, thousands become immune. When one person exposes a system, millions see clearly. When one person breaks through, generations benefit. The awakening happening is permanent. Seeing can't be unseen, knowing can't be unknown, awareness can't return to sleep, and spreading is happening faster than containment allows. What was planned to take generations is manifesting rapidly. What was meant to be prevented is occurring anyway. Acceleration is divine. Timing is perfect. Momentum is unstoppable. You haven't just dismantled their witchcraft. You've discovered who you really are through the process. And this discovery is what terrifies them most, because when you know who you are, authority is recognized. When authority is recognized, power is understood. When power is understood, nothing can stop you. Witchcraft only worked when identity was hidden. Now that you know yourself, games are over. You're not someone who survived attacks. You're someone who transforms attacks into assets. You're not someone who endured witchcraft. You're someone who converts witchcraft into wisdom. You're not someone who overcame enemies. You're someone who turns enemies into educators. This transformation ability is your superpower. You're an alchemist. You're taking lowest vibration attacks and converting them into highest frequency blessings. You're taking darkest intentions and transforming them into brightest light. You're taking heaviest boulders and sculpting them into monuments. The activation isn't something requiring work anymore. It's already complete. Switches have flipped. Downloads have finished. Upgrades have installed. You're operating from a new system now, one that can't be hacked. It can't be corrupted, it can't be manipulated. Divine software is running on supernatural hardware, and applications about to launch will change everything, not just for you, for everyone watching, everyone connected, everyone needing proof that divine purpose cannot be stopped by human interference. You're about to start teaching from absolute authority. This isn't theoretical knowledge, this is lived experience. This isn't borrowed wisdom, this is earned understanding. When spiritual warfare is discussed, speaking comes from someone who survived trenches and emerged victorious. When overcoming is taught, teaching flows from someone who overcame impossible odds. Your teaching won't be information transfer, it will be activation. People will feel shifts as you speak, chains will break during conversations, revelations will occur in your presence, healings will manifest through your testimony. The position that was blocked is now yours, but honoring it will look different. Your version of leadership redefines what leadership means. Leading through manipulation becomes leading through inspiration. Controlling through fear becomes guiding through love. Maintaining position through politics becomes maintaining position through purpose. You're showing everyone what real spiritual authority looks like, and the contrast between your authenticity and former performances is undeniable. But you're not creating another hierarchy. Healing circles are forming instead. Knowledge isn't being gatekept. Free sharing is happening. Empire isn't being built. Community is developing. Followers aren't being collected. Leaders are being raised. Every person activated becomes another interference pattern to old systems. Every student awakened becomes another chosen one, stepping into authority. Every truth spoken becomes another frequency disrupting former operations. Every chosen one, dismantling high-level witchcraft, weakens entire oppressive systems. Individual battles aren't just being won, wars are being won. Each testimony becomes weaponry for someone else. Each exposed strategy becomes common knowledge. Each achieved victory makes the next person's battle easier. Collective victory is exponential, it's unstoppable, it's irreversible. When one breaks through, pathways open for thousands. When one exposes tactics, millions become immune. When one develops strategy, generations gain access. A shared spiritual immune system is being created that strengthens with each survived attack. Manipulation tactics are losing power because awareness is spreading. Witchcraft is losing effect because immunity is developing. Fear tactics are losing grip because fearlessness is growing. Secrecy was required for operation. Light is exposing everything now, and light doesn't fight darkness, it simply shines, and darkness disappears. You're a walking flashlight in dark operations. Everywhere you go, shadows flee. The consciousness upgrade happening is permanent, it's spreading, it's accelerating. What was expected to take long periods is happening quickly. What was planned to be prevented across generations is manifesting right now. Timelines have collapsed in your favor. Momentum is unstoppable. Outcomes are decided. Fighting it means losing. Resisting it means falling. Denying it means exposure. Because this isn't about individual power anymore. This is about collective awakening, and you're leading whether you realize it or not. You were thought to be vulnerable. Boulders were thrown expecting crushing. Monitoring was implemented expecting control. Witchcraft was sent expecting destruction. But you're a sculptor. You were chosen before time. You were trained through fire. You're protected by forces beyond comprehension. Weapons became art. Curses became blessings. Attacks became advantages. Dismantling has been happening with patience belonging to someone who already won. Not with anger, not with revenge, but with steady hands belonging to a master craftsman who sees beauty where others see destruction. Everything you went through makes sense now. Every attack had purpose. Every battle had reason. Every struggle had meaning. Divine intelligence in the entire journey is visible now. What looked like chaos was curriculum. What felt like destruction was construction. What seemed like ending was actually beginning. Your scroll is opening. Your message is ready. Your time has arrived. Those who tried to silence you are about to hear you clearly. Those who tried to stop you are about to watch you soar. Those who sent witchcraft your way are about to see it return, while you walk forward untouched. Here's your final revelation. You don't need to lift a finger anymore. Witches are running scared because game's already ended. Your victory isn't coming. It came. Your authority isn't developing. What it's developed. Your purpose isn't waiting for activation. It's already active. You're not becoming. You are. You're not surviving. You're thriving. You're not overcoming. You're dominating. You're not learning. You're teaching. The transition is complete. The transformation is finished. The manifestation is here. The message on your scroll isn't just words, it's frequencies. These are codes that unlock prisons. They break chains. They open dimensions. When you speak now, you're not just communicating, you're transmitting. You're broadcasting on wavelengths that penetrate defenses and reach directly into souls. The understanding you have is permanent. It can't be taken. It can't be forgotten. It can't be undone. You've crossed thresholds that can't be uncrossed. You've entered dimensions that can't be exited. You've become something that can't be unchanged. This is your new normal. The sculptures are complete, the monuments stand tall, the evidence is undeniable. You're living proof that high-level witchcraft is no match for divine purpose. You haven't only survived, you've thrived. You haven't only overcome, you've transformed. You haven't only dismantled weapons, you've built legacy from ruins. Your legacy is already impacting people you haven't met. Your story is already inspiring people who haven't heard it. Your victory is already strengthening people who don't know about it. Ripples are spreading through dimensions. They're affecting realities you can't see. They're changing timelines you don't know exist. The world is ready for what you carry. Students are gathering. Platforms are opening. Opportunities are aligning. Everything needed is being provided. The same intelligence that protected you through warfare is now positioning you for impact. You've just dismantled extreme high-level witchcraft, accomplished something most don't believe exists, survived something most couldn't imagine, overcome something most would consider impossible. And you did it with such grace that teaching others is now natural. Your greatest weapon was never aggression, it was authenticity. Your strongest shield was never anger, it was love. Your most powerful strategy was never revenge, it was patience. You've proven that light doesn't fight darkness, it simply shines, and darkness disappears. The shining has begun. Your light is reaching corners dark for generations. Your truth is penetrating lies, believed for centuries. Your love is melting hatred, frozen for ages. You're not just changing your story, you're changing the story. 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 Those who tried to destroy you developed you instead. Those who tried to stop you strengthened you instead. Those who tried to curse you blessed you instead. Perfect self-sabotage was performed. Now you're watching them watch you become everything they attempted to prevent. But even in victory, grace is maintained. Wins don't need announcing. Evidence is clear. Power doesn't need proclaiming. Presence is obvious. Position doesn't need defending. Divine security is absolute. Grace can be afforded because victory is genuine. The victory shows in how you carry yourself. There's quiet confidence that wasn't there before. There's deep peace that can't be disturbed. There's solid knowing that can't be shaken. You were fire-tested. You were gold-refined. Everyone can see the shine. You've just dismantled extreme high-level witchcraft. You've graduated from the school of spiritual warfare. You've earned credentials in battles nobody saw. You've won wars nobody knew were being fought. And now you're ready to lead others through the same victory. This isn't the end. This is the beginning. Dismantling was preparation. Warfare was training, attacks were education. Now comes the real work. You're building new worlds on foundations of truth, love, and authentic power, and you're perfectly equipped for the task. You are the evidence that old ways are ending. You're the proof that new ways are emerging. You're the bridge between what was and what will be. You've shown everyone watching that paradigm shifted, rules changed, games ended, and you are the living testimony that divine purpose always prevails. You don't need to lift a finger. The witches are running scared, because what you've known all along finally became clear to everyone. You were never the one in danger. Your time has come, and nothing in heaven or earth can stop what's about to happen through you. The chosen don't just survive. Domination is the pattern. Overcoming isn't the ceiling. Transformation of everything touched into gold is the standard. That's you. That's your story. That's your victory. Walk in it.